Hi, and welcome to this week's episode of Damsels in Dicestress.
Ooh.
Where the damsels are, in fact, in distress this week.
Once again.
When are we not?
Oh, I don't know. I feel like you've had some nice, funny little episodes where you've been... Anyway, let me introduce you to our beautiful table of beautiful people.
Aww.
On the left, my most beautifulest person of all, Morne.
I'm the most beautiful.
Hutton Trimmer.
I would like to say that we're all equally beautiful. But
It's
I think
true.
we can all sing.
I think we can all
all sing. But I am very beautiful. Hi, I'm Morne.
Rosalind for real.
On your right, on the player's left. Had to think about that.
Yeah, you did.
Taya Campbell over. MVP. Had to think about the acronym there because I've never used it in my life.
Well,
Aggie
I think
was
Aggie was the MVP
in the last game.
Yesterday, fucking last week.
Sure. Have a D4 inspiration dice
Oh,
to use any time in this
Right.
episode. Intro. And we're back.
hello.
Last week, there was combat. Hopefully it all edited together really nicely. And
Hopefully it was, like,
fun
epic.
and cool. Epic, yes, with epic battle music
Battling.
and whatnot.
Probably thank you, Monument Sounds, because you guys always give us what we need.
Who are Monument Sounds?
Monument Sounds are a fantastic studio. They make music for tabletop RPGs, and actually so much of the music we use on the show since sort of halfway through Act 2 is from their Occult Forces, I believe it's called, collection, because obviously that suits our vibe very well. But they have so many libraries of epic fantasy music, and I do use bits of that as well. If you're after just like a way to make your gaming more immersive, or if you also produce a show and are after new music, I sincerely recommend Monument. This is not sponsored.
But they did give us it for free.
They did
So
very kindly.
It is sponsored.
Yeah, but what I mean is that was months ago. I will say, like, genuinely, and if you are a Monument user, you might know it's literally 80% of the music I use is from Monument, and the other 20 is like real historical classical music. So,
Which we get from, what's that website? There's lots of free websites
Muse
for all music.
Open and like
Muse Open, that's...
there's another one for classical music.
The classical one that I got most of our original. Anyway, that's a nice dice tray down on the table there.
All right,
Okay.
show and tell of our dice trays.
I got this dice tray at Dragon Meet, and I can't remember what stall I got
I
it
think
from,
it's
but it was
Bind
great.
with Gaming.
Yeah, that
Because
sounds
they
familiar.
follow us.
Tag yourself if you recognise that as yours.
I think it is Bind
Direct us.
who we love, who are amazing.
No, it is like such a good tray, genuinely.
Mine and Morne's are from DM Designs UK, which you can find their TikTok shop linked in a story highlight, I believe, on our Instagram. Because they were so lovely and kind and sent us dice trays that I'm sure you can't see, but I will repost on Instagram because I have posted them.
That's, you just...
But
You know what? You should quit the show.
they say Agatha and Rosalind on them,
hell.
and they say our classes, and
Yeah.
they're just generally gorgeous.
I got an engraved mirror, which is gorgeous also.
Yeah, they do lots of amazing things. The
And-
dice trays is just like what I
Yeah.
use on the show.
I
but-
got a bookmark as well, which
I also
I'm
have
always
those.
playing with. So.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you to them, and they're also a great one if you want to find a gift for a D&D or TTRPG player in your life.
I don't have anything to show off.
Thanks, friends and creatives. Oh, I can also show off my pretty pink sparkly dice that Neil, aka Taya, got for me because I'm the best. I actually use them as my backup Rosalind dice.
Neil got me a bottle of whiskey. I don't think we can really show that on. It's good though.
I'm actually sponsored by my patron Lilith.
And we're back.
Thank you to her for her support.
You are standing outside Almax. Flames licking up the sides of the window. Smoke is pouring out, and like it's still quite early in the evening. So I'm thinking like this ruckus has caused some attention, and you can hear ding, 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 ding as you know those fire alarm bells are being rung, and people are shouting fire, fire, and it's hectic. There's broken glass all over. No, I feel like you're on the other side of the building. He jumped out the front side. You've run out the back. But yeah, Almax is going up in flames. Almax.
That's somewhere important.
Yeah, I know. Rosalind.
To Rosalind did it.
Yeah, Rosalind definitely. There's a split second of turning and looking back up at it, and the physicalization of the world and the life that she thought she was going to have literally going up in flames. And then she takes the Viscount's hand again and starts moving away. And I think, is there like a crowd around? Are there people?
Just was saying, even in the face of the Viscount, you feel like you can see a glimmer there of neurons in his brain. Not that you know what neurons are connecting this momentous event in his mind as well. And then it's gone. So you're sort of on the sort of back street that's used for loading and unloading goods and stuff like that. So it's pretty quiet.
Okay.
But you can definitely hear footsteps and shouting and the sound of cartwheels on cobbled stones as a fire truck is being run down the street. The clappity clap of horses probably pulling it.
We should move before anybody recognises us. Yes. Sort of weave a path through the back streets, away from the burning building, away from the sounds of people coming.
Sure, make a group stealth check. I will roll for... I feel like the Viscount automatically gets a natural 1. And then... Who else?
I've done very bad.
Albert
and Harold.
Albert and Howard are getting... an 18... Oh, they both rolled 18s.
Good, because I got a 4.
And I feel like... Well, they're both high in dex as well, so they've both rolled over 20.
I got an actual 20.
Nice.
I got 13.
I got a 4. Because I'm in a very extravagant camp.
But I feel like with a natural 20, 2 20-somethings easily outweighs yours. And this is a group one, so you managed to... The others managed to keep you all quiet and hidden, and when you have clattered, made noises, you've all dipped back into an alleyway and stuff. But you're making your way where?
I was just moving to get us away from the site of the activity. And then I think if we're far enough away and we're just sort of in an alley, what's the plan? Are we getting in a carriage or?
I suppose we will be, but what about the Viscount?
Can I do some sort of insight check? Because obviously I know vaguely of this spell. I don't know what it does. Can I do an insight check just to see what his level of awareness is of his surroundings and like if he recognises who we are, like how coherent he looks?
And I want to do an insight
Sure.
on Harold.
Natural 1.
He just looks empty.
Okay.
Can I insight Harold?
Yeah?
That was a 2, so 2.
Slightly out of breath, wheezing, but you know. No, he looks pretty bad, still. But no worse than just tired.
I don't really think he's going to be a problem.
Where?
Edward, do you know who we are? See?
Well, what do we do with him?
Well, we bring him with us.
To where?
To the Brotherhood. It's the only place with wards up, and there's... Well, we didn't see where he went, but...
Oh, I hate to say it, but... Yeah, he needs to come with us.
Alright.
How far away are we from the Brotherhood? We'd have to
Um,
get a carriage.
You don't have to get a carriage. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
No, but like
But to
it's
walk-
not a reasonable suggestion.
No, I'm not walking that far. Wow.
I think
How the tables turn.
To do the walk in, we all look sooty, dishevelled, burn in, like, ball outfits. I
Yeah.
think we should probably get in a carriage.
Yeah.
Just to maintain anonymity.
Yeah. Oh, so of course you were wearing ball gown outfits.
No,
But you've transformed, so what are you wearing now? What got torn off and what has survived? Obviously the coat has survived.
Coat has survived. I make sure that my clothes are baggy enough that they might be a bit like worn at the seams, but I'm relatively decent.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I knew that we were going to be fighting in this. So I've not
That's
worn
true. You were
fitted
prepared.
clothes. But they're obviously tattooed from any attacks that I got.
And your quick trip?
Alright. When we're sort of far enough away on a quiet street, I'll try and hail us a carriage.
Cool. Okay.
Big enough for the 6 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Carry
go.
on each
Carriage is
side.
big.
I think so, yeah. And it's not that late. It's early evening.
And we'll give an address as normal that's not quite somewhere at walkable distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and we're talking busy street, so you get dropped off, a back street of Fleet Street somewhere. Make another group self-check as you make your way back to the Brotherhood.
11.
19.
9.
16 and 13. And they're both at least +4s, so like 20 and 18.
Harold and Albert coming through for us, to be honest.
Yeah.
At last.
Yeah.
Yeah, you all make it back to the front of the Brotherhood, which you believe unseen, unnoticed.
Alright. Slip into the house.
Do the book thingy.
As you slip into the house, who's going first?
I'm going last.
I'm going last.
I think I'm just in front of you with Edward. Like, I sort of feel like you were, like, guarding the back, in a sense. But in my head, he's moving quite slowly. So I'm not, dragging him along.
He's kind of like a toddler.
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, I'm out front then.
Okay, you going first. Howard and Albert follow in with you. Sort of. I realize that you always have that kind of close family unit. They're sticking. They're almost either side of you, even though that you're as capable as them. You can't shrug off that kind of family kind of,
Agatha was the most capable ever tonight, and they were useless.
As you step over the threshold, I'd like you to roll a d10.
Okay. 2.
Cool, you take 2 radiant damage.
Does the Viscount look like he's taking damage too?
Yes. Would you like to roll for him, or shall I?
I feel like I should. I don't know. I feel like I'm in control of him now. 1.
Okay, you both take 2 and 1 radiant damage.
Can I apply my damage? Can we get in though?
You've stepped in, yeah.
Did you react to it?
Don't know.
On a 2, I think probably maybe like a little flinch, but nothing super visible.
And then the rest of you follow in, I suppose. You go in last. Cool. Roll 2d10.
Jesus. 8.
Cool. And do you want to roll 2 more for the Viscount?
Oh god. He's fine. Wow, 16 damage for him.
Cool.
But he's got a
He
million hit points, so he's fine.
he
Can I
makes
roll for myself?
he screams out
Okay.
Makes a sort of, this sort of animalistic, I'm in pain.
I'll pull him back out
Starts to
of
cry.
the door.
Mm-hmm. He clutches at his head.
Yeah.
What?
And then I'm just staring at the doorway.
What's wrong?
I think the wards are keeping us out because we're hers.
Harold, there's someone to make that okay.
I mean,
If we take their blood, we can let them in.
in theory,
Into where?
I don't know how it was done. Smarter men than I were in charge of that sort of...
But my father figured it out, so where did he go?
Do you suppose Lucas might know?
I don't know.
We can...
It wouldn't hurt to ask. Would it?
We'll have to figure this out.
But you... Fine.
In the meantime, we'll have to go somewhere else.
Well, you can go and ask Lucas now.
Well, do you want me to?
We have to get them in
Oh,
somehow!
okay. And I'll just go down the lift then.
Is anyone else going with you?
Albert goes with you.
And once we're down, I'll go to Lucas's room.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah. Knock on the door. Oh, you're back.
Yes.
Oh god, he doesn't know the wall.
Alive? Everyone safe?
We're all alive, but how do I explain this?
Succinctly.
Gilbert Bronton, how did he, the blood, how did he get it into, so he and Talia could pass through?
Pass through what?
The wards.
The wards. I don't know. That was... Who can't get past the wards?
Rosalind and the Viscount.
But... why?
Because they're hers.
Whose?
I don't want to say.
I don't think I understand. The wards are meant to keep out demonic forces.
Yes.
Well, Rosalind's not demonic. If anything, she's literally the opposite. Divine.
She's done something. Right, how much of this do I don't know anything, do I?
You know what had been said at the meeting with at the Velvet Masquerade, which was that Lilith is the source of the Viscount's powers because they had made a deal where she is like giving him power, and I've done the same thing.
Okay, all right.
I think that's how it was phrased.
All right. Well, they've done something. They've made a deal, and I suppose that they're tied to her now, and she's a demon.
Rosalind's become a demon.
I don't know.
But this is everything we're fighting.
I don't know. Can she come in or not?
Way above my level of knowledge. I have no idea. how those wards were. No one's ever talked to me about them. I just know they exist. I don't... And everyone's dead that does know.
Right. Well, thank you. I'll go tell her.
Oh. I'll start looking through the library.
If you can, please.
Okay.
Because I know that the wards they keep away demons, but like you said, Rosalind, like we can trust her. It's.
I mean, if it lets in Taya and her father.
Well, no, that's why I was asking.
There obviously was a way to
Exactly.
tweak it, but I don't even know where to begin.
Well, my father mentioned something about blood, so
Blood.
that he had like Talia's blood or something.
I'll try.
Right, thank you.
But they're safe?
As much as we can be, physically.
You're home early. Is that good or bad?
Well, I suppose it's... I mean, we killed with John Newman.
Oh, well, that's good.
And the other two, a doctor, Dr. Monroe, and...
Yes, I know.
You know him?
Of him. He was, yeah, he cared for the last king.
Yes. But he disappeared. He was quite hurt, though. And the other man, I don't have any idea who he was, but he left, and I suppose he's still on the run somewhere.
Okay.
But and the building set on fire.
Almex?
Yes.
That's an institution.
Not anymore.
Oh. Oh dear.
But anyway, we don't have time to talk. So, you go to the library, find out anything that you can, and
Okay.
we'll find somewhere else for Rosalind for the time being.
Could she not stay with the Viscount?
Not in his state.
Is he hurt?
It's almost as if he's been wiped. Like,
Wiped?
he's not reacting. It doesn't matter right now because I need you to go to the library.
Okay.
Alright.
Okay, come on, boy.
And I'll run back up the lift.
In the meantime, during this conversation...
What does Harold look like when this is all revealed?
Stormy.
Mm-hmm.
Concerned. Bitterly tired, still. This is a man still only on 10 hit points. He's sort of pacing a little.
We could go back to Park Lane, but they know that we reside there.
It's definitely not safe there. You know, I hate to say I told you so, Rosalind. This is exactly the sort of thing that...
You said something went wrong with Frederick's brain.
He looks at the Viscount, sort of takes him by the chin, sort of moves his face side to side. Yes,
It's the same.
it's the same. Must have been him all along.
You said he betrayed you. That he was looking after the king.
Yes, he was is the king's physician.
And still is now for the new king.
The man is a specialist in sort of the mind. He runs the mental asylum, Bedlam, to the south.
And have
Southeast.
you looked there?
No,
Well, that's where he must be.
certainly makes sense if they've taken Frederick anywhere, and he's still alive, and if he's in this state still. Have you told him you spoke to him?
I think we said in the
did,
time
yeah.
skipped over between that and the ball,
Okay.
I will have told everyone what
Mhm.
I heard.
Then yes. If he's anywhere, surely he's there.
We have to get him out.
We do.
I suppose that's where they were going to take Edward.
I suppose so,
Convenient. We cannot, of course, proceed with any of the current plans with him in this state. So, we are back to square one.
Worse than square one. The Viscount's name, your name, they're ruined.
At least, perhaps the cover of the fire to explain away all the people.
What? 200 people burned to death in...
Or that they
Your-
got away and were somehow unaccounted for.
Well, I don't know how they're going to spin this in the papers, but it will not be good.
If hundreds of people can die, what was his name?
But they didn't. They carried on normally. Because they were replaced. But this time they won't come back.
Not according to Lilith. Being banished to
What happened?
your material plane.
Where did you go?
Go. Go where?
And I'm just gonna roll up the sleeves of my coat.
Where do you get those?
Where do you think I got them?
Sorry, I'm not following.
Those are Gilbert's. Where did you find them?
He gave them to me.
Oh. When? He was wearing them last time I saw him. And you haven't been
You said
wearing those before.
that they sent him away.
You went. You said where did she go? You disappeared during the fight.
But he's alive.
You found him?
Doesn't think he can ever come back.
Nonsense. He's alive. He's alive.
And you spoke to him. He was okay. He was himself, and he could talk.
They're both alive. Surely they're both alive.
He said Frederick would know what to do.
Then
Maybe there's a way we can fix him. Maybe.
when we find Frederick, we bring him back. And we get to the bottom, whatever this is.
For what?
No, this is good. This is good. All of us.
If he's there, there's a way we can get him. He can't be
be stuck somewhere forever.
And he said Frederick knows. He'll know what to do. Rosalind, do you have enough energy to try healing the boy?
I don't think that's going to do much.
Surely you can just try?
Alright. I'll go and I will cast Cure Wounds at 2nd level on Edward. 15.
Cool, he heals 15 hit points. But that sort of settles him a little bit anyway. It takes away the edge of the pounding in his head. You can wipe away some of the blood that's coming out of his nose if you want. Or not.
Don't.
No one will look after my baby boy?
No.
Wow. Anyway. Howard sort of inspects him, looks into his eyes, gives him a bit of a slap. Something more substantial.
Quite.
But I'm not sure. Well, there is one other safe place I know of. And you know it well.
Do you hate to keep dragging them all into this?
Well, we have to be able to fight for themselves then, don't we?
That's true. If we're putting them at risk by merely being there, then they ought to have a chance at defending themselves properly. At least some of them.
Richard, at least.
Why not? We've already dipped our toes in. So long as they're aware of the risks. We're going to have to start rebuilding.
Quite.
Perhaps we need to do it differently this time.
Quite.
I think all in all we came out on top.
Well, Newman's going to come back and the other two got away.
But you did some good damage. You almost took that second one. Coleman, whatever his fucking name is.
Harold
Isn't
doesn't care.
it Monroe that we almost got?
Monroe, yes. Yes, I felt a personal affront.
Shall we?
Yes,
Once
Once
the
I'm
tension
back.
comes
I feel like, and as this is happening, the stairs, the lift grinds, clunks, and out you come again.
Lucas doesn't know anything, but he's going to the library. Yes, he would. We're going to go to the Velvet Masquerade. Because it's the only safe place we can think of. And because of what that means for them, we all have agreed they ought to be able to protect themselves a little better. Right. So,
Right.
another carriage then?
Yes.
call another carriage.
Unless anybody wanted to stay here.
Or fetch anything.
I'd like to get changed, is all.
Of course.
Yes, we should all get changed into something a little more fitting for Ratcliffe. Talia. How did he look? What did he say?
How did he look? I don't know. He looked alright.
It was dark, so you couldn't pick out. Roll a retrospective perception check. I don't know. Did you roll one in the first place?
I don't think
I don't
so.
think I-
Roll one now, just to see how it goes.
Cocked. Whoa! 15.
Sure. So it was dark, but there was sort of like an ambient sort of light, and there was like flickering flames. He didn't look injured. He looked a little... It's hard to say. He looked gaunt-ish, but certainly not starved. Just worn out, maybe. Dirty. And it's stuck in your mind because 16 seconds earlier, or 18 seconds, because that's how 6-second rounds last, you saw the large man with the scythe, or whatever it was also covered in tattoos. And so on your father's naked torso, you saw, yes, this tattoo running down from his shoulder to his elbow in these intricate, sort of decorative lines, very black, jagged edges and line work. And you never even imagined he would have a tattoo. You know, that's for commoners. Ruffians. You've seen plenty of tattoos on your trips around Ratcliffe.
Richard is covered with them.
Richard, yeah, is covered in tattoos.
This doesn't look like those. It doesn't matter, I'm asking anyway. It's weird for him.
But, you know, you rolled, you're asking. Richard does have some similar styled work, smaller symbols. He has a big anchor on one of his biceps, and surrounding the anchor is this sort of shield that is sort of the wood grain of the shield has a very similar style to this.
Okay, that's okay.
It's just an oddity that, because you've seen Richard's arms lots of times. Love Richard's arms.
Goals.
He seemed okay. But he has a tattoo.
What?
Yes, I imagine he does, yes. No, of course he does. I've seen him in the hot tub many a time. Yes.
It seems rather out of character.
Well, needs must, really.
What do you mean?
I would have my own, but it's not something I could hide from.
Why would you need to?
What?
Protective magic. We had a very skilled man in the Brotherhood that was able to. The wards that protect here, they can be downscaled onto the body and provide a little extra protection against the elements.
Are they exactly like the wards here?
Well, on a smaller scale, but I believe the magic is the same. Certainly it was the same people involved, but they're dead.
I don't think it would harm you. Surely.
No, you can't.
No.
No, I mean you can't get tattoos. It'd be unheard of. How would you?
Do you plan to stop me?
Well,
Sorry, what was your question going to be?
Needs must, Harold.
How would I hide it?
I mean, yeah, or especially Rosalind, you wear such outfits that fit the female.
Rosalind really wasn't
form.
thinking of them for her, and so she's actually just sort of confused for a second.
Our dresses come all the way to the floor, Harold.
I mean, I don't.
Their legs are never on show.
I suppose they could be on the legs. I'm not an expert. I've sadly not had mine. Wasn't given the opportunity. But
How often are you naked in front of Mother to not get a tattoo?
it's a question I
Because they're asking the real questions. Sorry.
Best moment of the show so far.
Anyway.
Name of the episode.
Sleeping naked in front of Mother.
Anyway, the tattooist's name was Frick William.
May I give context?
No.
And I believe he's as dead as the rest.
I'm sure we can find someone. He can't have been the only person in the whole world.
He might have been.
I will find out.
It's the sort of... He would have... He didn't have a son to pass it down onto, so... His talents may well have died with him. I am not aware of anybody else with his skill set.
Well, there's something I need to check and then we can figure out if that's true.
Right.
What do you mean?
It's not important unless it is.
Enough secrets, girls.
I think we get to decide when the secrets are over.
Do you want to make an intimidation check? I feel like you do.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Am I using charisma or am I using strength?
Charisma.
It's with Harold.
17.
Cool. Is that with your -1?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. We need to rebuild. The brotherhood. Trust. Family. Almex.
We have to decide who we're going to bring in. Richard and Madam, obviously.
I suppose we'll...
Let's talk about it on the way.
Yes, go change, do what you need to do.
Yes.
I feel like Albert came back over here. Albert's very quiet, but it's just sort of trailing around with you because he's not going to leave his dad out here to guard the two of you. So all of you are back up here again. But so, Father, if you need anything, I can wait here with the girls as well. Yes, while you're here, you can maybe practice on your aim. How many bullets are still left in the chamber of your gun, Father?
Common response from all the guys.
Oh, yeah. That was Talia's response.
So I didn't want to hit Talia, that's all. She was gripped to that man's back like a monkey. Wouldn't be safe.
Wouldn't have hurt me that much.
I still shot at him with Talia on the back.
You hit quite a lot, actually.
You were incredible.
Didn't you shoot one of your friends twice? In the leg?
Not today. It's called improvement. Maybe work on it.
I said you did well.
And Agatha's had far less training than you, Albert.
And I'm a woman.
Yeah, so anyway, I'll call a cab and perhaps a couple of streets down. And so you think to the Velvet Masquerade? Yes, I think we have much to discuss. And we need to keep our heads down now. We are truly underground.
Right. We'll just wait for everyone to be ready.
Do you have the hat? You didn't have it on you, do you?
You
That's what
taken
my
the hat
question was. Do you have the hat on you?
No.
No, so it's down in one of your rooms.
When I get changed, I'll go grab that then.
Is there anything particular you're going to bring with you apart from the hat?
Extra bullets.
Cool.
Yeah.
Restock.
Yeah.
I'll ask you to get my notebooks. My mother's notebooks.
Your mother's notebooks, okay.
And like clothes.
Anything that you want?
Nothing of mine is left there.
Very well. And Albert's staying up as well.
Yes.
Anything that you want?
Yes, my pipe. And there's a small leather pouch of tobacco.
Very well.
While they're getting stuff on.
I'm just gonna hug you, like, I think the minute they go down. And yeah, I just don't know what to say about any of it, so I just hug you.
Are you hurt?
I'm fine. on 19 hit points.
Take roll perception, and then roll roll your perception. Insight, sorry, but okay, natural 20.
Still a natural 20.
So I suppose no, because beats it, right? Oh no, but roll deception or persuasion, depending on which.
16.
But I feel like it was a deception because you're not.
It's 16 either way.
So you've asked the question, how are you doing? But you don't mean purely physically, obviously.
Well, I said, are you hurt? Which means in all aspects.
Yeah. So what sort of deeper answer were you looking for as you look into their eyes and they tell you they're fine? Which is obviously not true.
Well, it was partly about, like, how physically hurt are you? And then, like, we're about to go get Frederick and potentially bring him back.
Rosalind's a mess.
Yeah.
Like, very obviously. Physically and emotionally.
I'll just keep holding you.
I think that's how we still are when everyone comes back up.
And you head to the Velvet Masquerade. Yeah, why
Come back next week to find out who may or may not get magic.
Upgrades.
Yeah. Thank you for watching and being here with us. We love you all. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you're not already. And thank you to everybody who is a patron. And thank you to just everyone who watches, because we love you.
And maybe Agatha will find out that I've met Gilbert.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't know this. I was having a very frustrating conversation with Lucas.
Frustrating. He's doing his best.
Oh no, I felt so bad. Right, we're gonna...
Leave,
Bye everyone.
leave,
Bye.
Love you.
leave a comment down below on YouTube.
Yes.
Say how much you like the show, because I believe that helps.
Tell us what your favourite bit of this episode
Yes,
was.
because,
I'm always interested.
Tell us what your least favourite bit was.
Engagement on all social media, it helps, even if it's just a like. So
Ring that bell.
Allegedly so, yeah. Ding ding.
Ding-a-ling.
See you next
Right,
week.
we will see you next week. Mwah.
bye.
Some